I'm Drayson Hounsome, the women's coach at Rider University in New Jersey. Been there for 8 years now, and been working with Performa for 4 years. It probably in several different ways we're using that analysis. Obviously, a key way is for us to highlight areas of the game that we feel are important for us as a team. So, work rate, winning headers, winning tackles is something that we really stress, and we identify before the start of the year this is our style of play, and therefore we want to reinforce that style of play. So whether it's attacking passes or beating players on the dribble, then we're able to use the video of the games to kind of record and track and then be able to say to the players, can win 80% of our headers. It proves we win the games. So we kind of use those numbers to kind of give feedback after the games and reinforce what we're looking for. The numbers, hopefully are supporting what we're trying to do. And if the numbers are not, then obviously we need to go and work on it on the training pitch. And it kind of also highlights, in that situation when we haven't done well, our numbers are low. So it kind of supports the fact that those are key areas for us. And I would say with the set pieces obviously being a big thing for us, focusing in on, or just the players knowing that the camera's on them and we're analysing and we're looking at everyone's mark, and obviously we're playing zone on defending corners and set piece, who's covering who, knowing that it's there and being able to then tweak and look at it and show them and say, okay, you lost your mark, and then being able to correct it for the next game. It was kind of massive in helping us not give up goals from set pieces. So personally, sometimes you feel like you've played well, and then you watch the video and you haven't played well, and the data supports the fact that you didn't play well, because as a coach you've just got so caught up in the game and the emotion of the game that you haven't really been able to necessarily analyse it while the game's going on, and sometimes the opposite way as well, where you feel like you've had none of the ball, or you've been killed by a team, but realistically, when you look at the data, it's hasn't been as bad as you thought it was, and maybe it's just one or two breaks here and there. And being able to give that to the players sometimes is good as well. That you've come in, after the game, and maybe immediately after the game you've been upset because the result hasn't gone your way, but then you're able to take the positives from the video and from the data that you've picked up to it and say, look, we were close to hitting our targets in these one or two areas. We need to just work harder in practice and in the next game to make sure we hit those numbers, and then hopefully we're getting a positive result. We give the feedback collectively in the first training session after the weekend. So we're kind of it's team information initially, and we're positively reinforcing the players that have done well. So who are our top three attacking passes completed? Who were the top three players that did that? Who were the top three in terms of winning aerial challenges? So we're reinforcing to the players immediately in the next training session, this was good, these are the players who did the things we were after. The ones who struggled and maybe were on the lower side, those are the ones we'll bring into the office, and show them, look, you didn't have a meaningful impact in the game. Your example, you're playing centre midfield, but you haven't won a single aerial challenge, while your counterpart in there's won 8 aerial challenges. So we need both of you to be winning 8 for us to be successful. So we'll do the negative corrections individually, one-on-one, but the positive side, we do that as a group, as a whole team. When we give the positive reinforcement after the game, there's usually a round of applause and because it's not necessarily the best player or the person who's scoring the goals. It's sometimes the people who do all the grunt work are getting recognised in that situation. So that kind of creates a nice camaraderie that they get in that recognition for doing those things. For when you have to, we're showing someone some of the negative side of things, they more just take it on board and look to work on it and improve the area, because there's the data and the video. They can't really argue, with what we've seen. That they've played the game, we've watched the game's been broken down. So it's really just this is the information. You need to go and work and improve it. So we've done it. So in terms of accessing the video and the data, it's been great because we've been able to do it where the players have had their own individual accounts, and they can go and see the key actions that we've spoken about. If there's other areas that we want them to show, then we'll do that. Normally in small groups. So we'll if for example, one game the opponents have had 26 chances on goal, we'll bring the defenders in and we'll look at all those 26 chances and show them which ones maybe could have been preventable based on their positioning, how they pressed, how close they got, all those kind of things. So individually they can do it. Small groups we can do it, and we have done it. And also we've done it where we've actually had the players come in and we've looked through all their individual clips collectively, reinforcing the positives, and maybe there is the one or two negatives that get addressed within it, so it's not a negative environment coming into those meetings. So. Having the feedback and the video and the data has been priceless, really, because we haven't got 10 staff, it's basically one head coach and part-time assistant coach who are literally doing everything. So having the support of the staff in Ireland has been really, really beneficial to us. So highly recommend it. Not to any of the teams that we play against, so it's been really, really good for us.